Yo, what is up YouTube? I'm Blitz5, and today's video I'm going to be talking about Battlefield 1 because I am back on the Battlefield train. Recently, they released a new map called Nivelle NIghts. I'm sure I'm butchering that name. I googled it. It was a war offensive that happened in northern France, so I'm sure it's like a French name, and I don't know how to speak French, so I'm not even going to try to pronounce it the correct way. But anyways, this is one of the better maps that has been released as part of the DLC. It's in the nighttime, as the name suggests. It's the first night map in Battlefield 1, and this is really cool. Like I said, it's one of the better maps, but I think they could have done a lot more with this. When they said this was going to be like a nighttime map and that there was going to be like 1 or 2 nighttime maps coming out, I thought it was going to be super dark, like you couldn't be able to see anything, and it would totally change the pace of the game. But it's not that dark. You can still see people. It obviously changes it a little bit, but it's not as much as I thought it was going to be. And normally when you play Battlefield 1, sometimes on the maps, like a fog will roll in, or kind of like the view will change. Like sometimes it'll get really sunny and there's like glare, and I think that's really cool because there's just some parts of the game, like when the fog rolls in, it's really hard to fly the plane or shoot down a plane because you can't see where the planes are. So I think that's a really nice like part of the game that happens, and I think it would have been cool if they got to a point in this map where it got so dark that like you really couldn't see anything in front of you, and then it would have led to some really good like trench warfare. Or if they made the map entirely really dark like that, and then if you controlled certain points, like the lights would shine down and then you could see other parts of the map and then you could snipe. I don't know, I think they could have made it a little bit more dynamic, but I'm sure it's very difficult making a map, and since I don't know how to code, I guess I can't really talk. But just criticizing the game a little bit, I think they could have made it a little bit better, especially because they've decreased the amount of DLC items that have come out. So something I kind of want to also criticize Battlefield 1 EA games for is that they've kind of been like over promising and under delivering, which is like the number one thing like you don't do. It's usually the other way around. Like you should under promise and over deliver. That's like the old saying. And here they said that they were going to be coming out with all this DLC stuff, coming out with platoons, competitive, all this, and like the name of the Tsar was supposed to come out earlier, and then they pushed it back, and then they kind of compensated by saying they're going to come out with something every single month. And that sounds great and all, but like one map a month isn't that exciting, especially when you play the game. Say if you're playing the game every week or whatever, and just one new map. And the way they did it, this one map is in a rotation by itself, so once you get into that playlist, you're just playing the same map over and over again. So I don't understand how that would make sense. And things like the platoon, which sounded like a great idea, they promised all this stuff that, like, if you took a flag, it would show your squad name in the platoon. Platoon's basically just like a squad. If you haven't been following anything Battlefield, it's kind of like a clan. So they said they were going to do all these features, and basically it's been in beta mode for like the past month or two, and they've never done anything with it. And then now they're already promising they're going to bring like competitive into Call of Duty, into Battlefield. But it's like one of those things, like, how are you going to bring more stuff in when you're not even finished with the old stuff? And I think, again, just to repeat myself, that they're kind of over promising a lot of the stuff. And now the main DLC, which I thought was supposed to come out in like June or July, is now not coming out till September. So it's really awesome that the game's going to survive and have a lot of content throughout the next months, and there's stuff to look forward to and keep playing the game, which is why I'm back on it. And this is huge. This is definitely one of the longest. This is the longest Battlefield I've played, like the longest amount of time. Usually it fizzles out and there's some other games that come out, or I'm getting ready for the next Call of Duty, and right now I'm literally still enjoying this game a lot, and it's been since November, so we're talking like 7 months now. So this is a huge run for Battlefield 1 EA games. I mean, they did a really great job with this game, and they're doing a great job with all the DLC, and I shouldn't complain because at least they're coming out with new content. But, you know, to be a little bit critical, that's just my opinion. So I figured I would share that. But anyways, this map is awesome. I really enjoy it. I'm going to end up probably playing some of that tonight. Check it out. I just hope that they do more stuff with the platoon. And yeah, I mean, I guess I have this thing up here. I'll put it on the screen. This is kind of like what's happening here as I get my text. In June, they had the Nivelle NIghts. Then in July, again, just a really difficult word that I don't know how to say. Prise de Terreur. That's coming out in July. That's another night map. And then there's the Lupco Pass, which is going to be the first winter map, which is kind of like a preview of the Name of the Tsar DLC, and then the full Name of the Tsar DLC will come out September. But something that's also cool here that I'll highlight on the screen is that as of August, if you make it that far, all of the DLC maps will be available to players who aren't paying for the DLC. So that's another good thing that Battlefield's doing, because if you split the community, then you really just screw it up, because less and less people play as the game goes on, right? So if you split the community, it's just going to screw everything up. So once August hits, at least everyone will be able to play those previous maps, which is super nice. So anyways, that's all. If you play Battlefield 1, hit me up if you're on Xbox. We have the 69th Infantry Platoon that you should join. Make it the biggest platoon in the world. Salute to the 69th Infantry. And thank you all for watching. I'm Blitz5, and peace out.